Hi, I'd like to report an issue with my internet. Yeah, it's just the price of Bitcoin. It's showing me it's under 60,000. So something's wrong. I was just wondering if you can fix it. What do you mean? No, that can't. No, simply that cannot be. That can't be because they said it on YouTube. They got CZ. All right, let's get to this.
Let's do this!
The price of Bitcoin has now dipped under $60,000. And while that might not seem like much, we're dangling around this area where if we break down from here, this is gonna mean that this level that I've been looking to buy in at, which is actually exactly where we are, it might not hold. And I'm gonna talk about what happens if it doesn't, which to be clear does not invalidate my belief that we are in an absolutely crazy bull run. It's just gonna take a little longer than I had hoped for. But of course, there is the possibility that we do recover here. And I'm gonna walk you through everything that I have planned for the next few weeks, months, talk about all the news that we've missed that I think is absolutely critical, but also lay out my view on one of the most important ecosystems in crypto, and one that I'll be looking to allocate to massively throughout this dip, whether we stay around these levels or dip into the lower 50s. So what's crazy is that even though we're at 59,000, it really feels like we're at zero. There's never been a lower sentiment that I've noticed in the crypto ecosystem. Even going back to FTX, it was like about equal to where we are now. There is so much doom and gloom in this entire crypto ecosystem. It actually boggles the mind. You don't feel like we're near prior all-time highs. It feels like all the air is out of the balloon and just nobody cares. It just went splat. All of our dreams and hopes and ambitions. And maybe, just maybe, that is the more important part, because when everybody's greedy, when everybody's bullish, when everyone's optimistic, that is when you get nonsense. And that nonsense simply manifested. So we're gonna do our normal macro roundup. I'm gonna analyze for you very honestly, very openly, some of the calls that we've made over the last few months on this channel, what we got right, and some of the things that I think we could have done better on. Hand up, I've got nothing to hide here. We're going on this journey together. I don't promise I'll read the future, but I promise you that I will do my best. So let's go through all of this. Destroy that like button, of course, and make sure to subscribe if you like this content. One thing I want to be very clear about is that even though the portfolio was up a lot near the highs, I mean like a crazy amount, I never sold a token because I told you guys that I'm holding for the long run. And even though we've come down and crashed on a lot of my altcoin positions, I still ain't selling because I'm here to ride this bad boy with you all. And if you absolutely love that, destroy that like button. Enough chitter chatter, let's get into this. You see, one of the most important revelations here is that we're actually not in crypto summer. I thought we were about to blast off into this bull run, that the ETF had moved back the actual timeline for the bull run, but that's not where we are. We are still in crypto spring, and that's why things don't feel all crazy and bullish. We're seeing little pops of activity. We saw the gaming move, we saw the AI move, we saw the memes, but we haven't seen those big hefty protocols get massive 10, 20, 30x runs. That's the bull run stuff. That's Bitcoin well above prior high and chugging on to multiples thereof. And we just haven't seen that. And so we're waiting on the bull run that comes from the BTC supply adjustment. And I actually have some evidence here, which is not well presented right here. It'll be, here you go. This is the evidence, okay? This is going to show you that the miners are actually having a little bit of difficulty processing all of this because the cost to produce a Bitcoin is way more than they're actually getting to sell it for, which is what causes this friction and eventually leads to a bull run. But it usually causes friction around the halving. It's exactly where we are, and painful as it may seem, we're more on track for the 4-year cycle than I think we originally thought, which short term sucks because we wanted to be rich yesterday, but long term it's cool because that means Bitcoin will probably go higher than if it had just blasted off to the moon in the first half of 2024. As Chris Berniski says, 10 trillion is still the target, friends. That is what I have been benchmarking since the bottom, $10 trillion. That is the total crypto market cap, and that is many X's from here. And as he says, be thankful for the opportunity to stack more units. In a few months, you'll likely wish you bought more. And this is just the case, which is every dark moment is followed by a euphoric bull run in crypto. Every time that we've had a chance to stack with a very low sentiment, it's typically a good time to buy on almost any asset that has a strong sense of narrative, that has marketing, that has a community, that has some pumpage in the charts. As long as it's not a dead dino coin, you want to buy stuff as the hype wears down across the industry, but there's nothing wrong with the project itself. That's when you want to absolutely go nuts and buy, as long as you have the edge and you feel like it's a good project. Now, what I was showing you is that this is actually the Bitcoin hash rate index. Effectively, what Quinn here is saying is that we have a very difficult situation brewing for Bitcoin miners, is that their gross margins are now running near negative 20% lower than the Q4 2022 bloodbath. That was when the FTX exchange collapsed. One of the worst things that can happen for Bitcoin is when miners are forced to sell a lot to cover their expenses. Now, a lot of miners probably sold knowing that this would happen in the lead up to the halving, but not everybody did. So this is something that tends to happen around the halving, where the whole economy around Bitcoin mining changes because, of course, the cost to produce a Bitcoin more than doubled over the last month. It's actually now in the 70,000s. And thankfully, Bitcoin rarely spends that much time below the actual production cost. So hopefully we see this trading price eventually come up to meet that production cost. But in the short term, there could be some miner selling that we'll have to deal with and chew through as an industry. And when it rains, it pours, because the SEC apparently has been investigating ETH, and we've seen all kinds, literally a whole list of the craziest sort of new escalations in actual regulators taking aim at crypto. And it's not just the SEC now. There's actually criminal charges in the form of the DOJ arresting the Samurai Wallet founders. Now, one of the things that's clear here is that they do not want privacy on the blockchain. They will do anything to stop that. So they're going heavily after privacy. The FBI put out a weird warning, sort of warning people not to use non-MSB crypto. Now, that's very hard to understand because technically self-hosted wallets are not money service businesses. So it's very unclear what they're doing, but it seems like new regulators are stepping in the ring to cast a dark cloud over crypto. This is definitely the then they fight you phase of crypto, and certainly it couldn't have come at a worse time price-wise. We also got CZ being sentenced to 4 months in prison, and of course, people are joking that he would always say 4 whenever anybody had FUD. Binance got a $4 billion fine, and CZ got 4 months in prison, and as Wolf says here, screenwriters are wiling with this timeline. An early Bitcoin pioneer, Roger Ver, who was once dubbed Bitcoin Jesus, and then eventually Bitcoin Judas because he started Bitcoin Cash, he apparently has been arrested in Spain on charges of tax evasion. Apparently, he never paid taxes on those early Bitcoin that he sold, again, allegedly, and this is stuff from over a decade ago. So this is certainly showing here that the US government is taking aim with all kinds of agencies at crypto and trying to send a message here that effectively this is an area where crime can be committed and that they will try to enforce when it does. Again, the point of me showing you this is that regulatory FUD, I've found, usually is something that drives price down, but in a very inorganic and short-term way. You can trace this back to China FUD, the initial SEC coming out against ICOs in 2018. There's tons and tons of examples of regulators trying to seem tough towards the crypto industry, but eventually these things fade or get chewed up in the courts. For the most part, crypto is a very compliant industry with everything fully transparent. So if you're not doing anything wrong, you have lawyers, you're paying your taxes, you really have nothing to worry about. But in the short term, these can cause price fluctuations to the downside. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Is it feels like when it rains, it pours, and they're just dumping the bad news on, trying to break the spirit of this very powerful uptrend that we're in as an industry. But the truth is that this still feels so similar to 2020, just a little bit later in 2020. If you were here after DeFi summer, you know that things went from peak fever pitch euphoria to absolute doomsday, literally the most down and out vibes you could have in what felt like a matter of 2 or 3 days. It was right at the end of August. And check this out. If you look back at this time, this was at the end of the summer in 2020. You saw projects left and right sell off literally 80% or more. Here's Solana. As you can see, it ran up from 60 cents or so up to $4.50, and it sold off all the way down to $1.30. So from $4.50 to $1.30. That's definitely way worse than the current sell-off. Eventually, we all know how that ended up running up to $260. So even though it seemed like it had done this massive run up here, and that this was selling off, maybe it won't ever regain these prices. It not only regained these prices, it went on to do 50x or so above these ultimate highs. So even if you bought the pico top of this recent run that we've been on, that does not mean that your coins cannot perform from there or that you're screwed. In my opinion, there's evidence that if you're in the good alts, and we are so blessed as to see this cycle continue, these prices should be left way in the dust in the future. Same here, we have Thorchain Rune. Again, it ran up to about $1 and it sold off all the way down here to about 30 cents. Again, a 65% sell off here. It eventually runs up to, $20, right? So even if you bought it at that $1 high, you could still 20x on top of that. Again, Phantom here. Phantom went up to 4.5 cents. I think it actually touched 5 cents back then when I was covering it. It sold off all the way down to about 1.5 cents. Eventually, Phantom went on to eclipse $3 here. So even if you bought the Pico top at 5 cents on that early 2020 run, you didn't even have to hold on to this $3. You could have easily sold this first top here at $1.60, and you would have still done incredibly well, right? So that's my point, is things feel quite like that early run before the summer. Of course, Polygon peaked here at 3.5, 4 cents, It eventually traded as low as just under a penny. And it goes on to almost $3, $2, and I think its ultimate high was $2.88. My point here is that altcoins can and do sell off massively in advance of the real bull run, assuming this was one of those crypto spring moments like we saw with DeFi summer. But we do need to let this play out. And if history is a guide, second half of 2024 should be absolutely fireworks, with the supply adjustment for Bitcoin finally kicking into effect, and altcoins in gaming, AI, memes, you name it, should go absolutely insane. Again, I have a sector that I'm going to be bringing your attention to here in just a few minutes that I think is one that is fairly slept on. In the larger context of crypto, it's not super pumped up, but I think it might have its day this particular run in a way that very few ecosystems have. Now, I hope you guys have been enjoying this intro. If you have, make sure to smash that like button. Leave me a comment below. Tell me that you're still digging the mullet. Please tell me you like the mullet. But more to the point, it's time for us to get into the main segment of today, which is going through the Telegram ecosystem. Now, if you know about Telegram, you'll know it's the chat app that pretty much all of crypto runs on. In fact, it is my favorite chat app, bar none, hands down. I talk to my wife on Telegram. I talk to friends on Telegram. I like to talk business on Telegram. Anyone who I can get to convert to Telegram, I move them to Telegram. It's just my main thing that I check, and it's so easy for me to communicate there. And I'm not the only one. In fact, absolutely everyone in crypto uses Telegram. It's got almost 1 billion active users, and that's where all of the real chats happen. In groups, private conversations, business deals, you name it. Literally everything, the entire industry is on Telegram. And so it begs the question, we're all looking for this hit consumer app that is going to be crypto native. Well, why not look right under our own nose with Telegram? Now, I actually just typed this in. I haven't even confirmed this, but it gave me so much going on here. I wanted to show this to you. I used this mylens.ai thing. Been trying to really experiment with AI tools and use them. But effectively, I got this auto-generated timeline of Telegram just so you can get a little history. So in 2017, there was initial conception that Pavel Durov, who's the founder and CEO of Telegram, the messaging app, this is also based in Russia, which is why there's a little extra controversy around Telegram launching a crypto project. It was seen as sort of a national security threat. I don't know. Anyway, Pavel Durov starts the Telegram Open Network, or TON, envisioning a blockchain platform for Telegram. This was in early 2017 during ICO mania. The white paper leaked in January of 2018. There was a private ICO where it raises, literally, you're not reading this wrong, $1.7 billion in a private ICO for the Toncoin project. Yes, every single person and their mother saw Telegram as the biggest possible opportunity to combine with crypto. Surprise, surprise. Then in 2019, we hear that the project is under SEC intervention, and the SEC just firmly put their foot down and just said, no, we are not going to let this happen. This is too big of a risk. And the project eventually got shut down due to governmental pressure. This was fairly unprecedented. The only other project that got this level of shutdown was Facebook's DM project. If you remember, they totally shut down Facebook. They're like, no, you're not going to make money. Screw you guys. You're not going to create your own type of money. Sorry, Marky Mark. Step aside. Go do jujitsu. Okay. And then essentially there was a community takeover in 2020. And eventually the Toncoin emerged in mid to late 2021. And it didn't even get its pump. I showed this last time, but it didn't even get its pump. But it's if you look at this, it pretty much was stagnant. It launched in late 2021, got one pump, and this pump actually marked the pico top of the entire market. The beginning or the middle of November 2021 was when they started pivoting and adding rate cuts, and it had this one relief bounce, didn't get over it, and then just death forever, death and destruction. And now we've finally seen a little bit of a revitalization. I talked about this on the last episode, but today we're going to go through all of the aspects of the Toncoin ecosystem, because the reality is that this is a real product that I use, that everyone I know uses. It has a real opportunity to build in crypto in a native way, and the apps within this could reach true scale in a way that no other crypto company or crypto project has managed to achieve. 1 billion users, that is 1 in 8 people around the entire world. Obviously, there's a lot of repeat users there, but even a fraction of that would be insane to have on a crypto app. So what is this ecosystem like? Let's go over some key statistics here. So the amount of accounts here, I think this is a good one. It's obviously been going parabolic. You could see there was 2 million accounts a year ago. There's now 16 million, and it's hockey sticking upwards. Same thing for active wallets. You can see just absolute hockey stick growth, especially over the last month or two. And when you start seeing this type of stuff, you have to ask yourself, where's the money going to flow? Where are the users going to flow? Because clearly this is what we were seeing with Base. And then we started seeing Base coins go absolutely crazy. And that ecosystem heated up to a fever pitch. This was happening on Solana. You just have to look for where the users and liquidity are going, and it's a no-brainer. And here, obviously, you see active active users, they spiked about a month ago or so. You can see the steady trend is upwards. Now, one of the things that actually makes any ecosystem kind of like 0 to 1, it's the Pinocchio moment. They're a real boy now. They no longer have wooden legs. Well, it's the arrival of USDT. Once you get stable coins, a real stable coin like Tether, like USDC, whatever it might be, that's money. That's money that you can exchange anywhere around the world at size. And once that is on your blockchain, you now have real value flowing. Not to say that Toncoin isn't real value, but it's not like people are trying to pay their rent in Toncoin. If you have USDT, most people around the world, if they know about crypto, will accept that like money, accept that like hard currency or US dollars. So being able to message like this, some USDT right through the Telegram app, that is a big deal. That's like sending Apple Cash. That's like that really quick, encrypted, global, it's a beautiful thing. What can I say? This is a huge, huge deal. And so now we're seeing USDT has arrived, and this means that the Tether Open Network, or TON, is actually developing into something very interesting indeed. So obviously the biggest question here is how closely are Toncoin and Telegram actually connected? Because remember, there was this community takeover, there was this lore of it getting shut down by the authorities. Is that all well and good now? And are they going to actually stick this crypto fully into the Telegram ecosystem and spread it to 1 billion users? Because if so, well, that's pretty cool. And what we're seeing is there's actually quite a bit of evidence here that they are going to start integrating Toncoin into the actual Telegram ecosystem. And because of the way that it's not really being built by Tether, I think that was the workaround that people are looking for. Anyway, you can see here that the number of monthly active users on Telegram is just skyrocketing over the years. It's just really incredible. They're up to 800 million monthly active users. And that probably makes it one of the biggest applications on the face of the earth. Not to mention they're making, technological improvements and slashing transaction fees. Look, they're going to make this thing cheap and easy and consumer friendly. So again, as you guys know, consumer applications, why am I so bullish on gaming? Because there's billions of gamers that could play the next hit game. It could go from 0 to a bazillion like this. And that's what I like about Toncoin and the whole Telegram narrative. It feels very much so like there's a true mass adoption rail here. Now, within the ecosystem, of course, you're going to want to look for DEXs. That's like the basics. You want to look for the DEXs, the meme coins, the DeFi. Where are the easy bets that you know are going to actually be able to rise with the ecosystem? The first one is Storm. These guys allow you to do DeFi. They allow you to do TradFi, Forex, whatever you want to trade, you can do it here. And it's native to Telegram. So what's cool is you can trade in Telegram. That's the thing, is when you're actually able to do stuff just on the phone in the app, that's the breakthrough, is that it's right there built into the app you're already using. I will say I'm an investor in Storm. It's the only Telegram ecosystem project I've actually invested into. I do have some meme coins over there as well. And there's actually a thing called Memelandia, which is a cultural hub for meme coins and community tokens. And so the Ton Foundation is saying that they recognize the importance of community tokens and meme coins, and they strongly believe that creativity, engagement, and fun are the ingredients for community growth. Of course, we know that meme coins have been the secret sauce for community growth over the course of the last 6 months. But the point is that they actually have this Telegram Open League, which is a long-term incentive program with $150 million in rewards to effectively attract these communities, these projects. There's a whole list of projects here. I'm not going to go through them all. I have mentioned before Resistance Dog, and I will actually call out that randomly Whiff, we all know about Whiff, the meme coin that's on Solana. But what's really crazy is Pavel Durov tweeted in 2011 a picture of a dog with a hood here. You can see the dog here. You can say it's got a hood on. And I can't find the tweet, but he actually said something like dog whiff hood. He actually used the whiff meme over 10 years ago in this particular tweet, which is why, although I don't like derivatives, there's literally some logic here that this is an original incarnation of the whiff meme. I'm not saying that means that it's a good buy. Who knows? Again, I suck at meme coins. I think I've been pretty open about sucking at meme coins, but I'm trying to get better. Maybe you guys can see me turn into a meme coin absolute wizard on this channel. I just don't know if that's going to happen. Next, they're geo-blocking me here, but there's Jedin Games. There's a whole bunch of these casual games, one of which is also Sidus. Sidus is games that you're going to be able to play in Telegram, as well as, I believe, Nakamoto games. And FYI, Super, the token, is integrating into the Sidus ecosystem. So, of course, Super is being dragged into the Telegram narrative, courtesy of Sidus, and we appreciate them for that. But you can imagine that casual games within Telegram, especially economically enabled ones, could be absolutely massive. You can think of Telegram as a non-Chinese version of WeChat, with games, with social media, with chats, with groups, with all kinds kinds of value and human exchange, but then with the economic layer built in, it becomes extremely powerful. So I think that this entire ecosystem is one to have on your radar. And the final one is STUNFI. This one is like their Uniswap, their AMM DEX. The point is that this is super young as an ecosystem. Nobody's really paying attention to it, but if this thing catches and takes off in the combination of Telegram plus this Telegram open network, the actual network effects could be massive. And right now on this dip, as the entirety of crypto cools off, yes, I am going to keep allocating towards those proven winners that we've been talking about since really early last year, but I'm also really interested in gathering up a little bit of advanced alpha here in Telegram land. I think it's a very worthwhile ecosystem to explore. And if it takes off, in my opinion, it will be that next step of consumer applications in crypto that we haven't seen take off yet. I think it could be absolutely massive. And it plays into the same reason, the same logic why I'm so bullish on gaming, which is because consumer applications are the true mega titans of all industries. And I believe that they will be the mega titans of the crypto industry too. The user application is where the users are. And eventually, if they're sick of all the value going to their underlying protocol, they can take their users and build their own chain. I promise you that the user application, whether it's games or maybe here on Telegram, is going to be the absolute behemoth of crypto in its next phase. And that's not yet a consensus viewpoint. Most people are just still aping only infrastructure projects. I believe that the applications themselves, just like in Web 2, they will have absolutely massive amounts of value. Now, of course, if you've been enjoying this video, if you like these juicy details about Telegram, make sure to destroy that like button. And of course, if you want to support the channel, check out NordVPN. Now, NordVPN is the only sponsor here on this channel. This is the only piece of technology, in my opinion, that you need to really safely start your crypto journey. You need this and a hardware wallet. And if you have NordVPN, which is actually only a couple of dollars a month, you can get a massive juicy discount by using my code in the description below. You are literally taking the easiest step to protect your data and keep yourself from getting on harmful lists on the dark web or wherever it might be from potential regulators. Remember, all of these crypto sites, they have centralized front ends. So if you're browsing from your home IP address, you're essentially adding your name to lists. It's seriously one of the easiest ways that you can protect yourself online. I highly encourage you guys, check out NordVPN. You get a juicy discount by using my link. And if you don't like it, you can get your money back in 30 days. This is one of those no-brainer things that if you don't have a VPN, you absolutely need one. And I appreciate you using my link in the description below. Now I'm going to talk about other coins here, but before I do, I actually wanted to put this link up. It says here, Wagey Farm. I'll have this link in the description. This is a Telegram group. Please only join this group if you are very seriously looking to go full-time crypto, or if you're already in crypto and you want a job, another job in crypto. I'm looking to get together the absolute smartest, scrappiest, most hardcore entrepreneur types in the entire industry. If you follow me and you actually want to get in and work on highly impactful projects, get amazing salaries, have token upside, have the chance to impact crypto at a real level, and have the ability to sort of eat, sleep, and breathe in this industry in a way that you can truly catch those trends early, truly be on the front lines, in the trenches. I'm effectively going to be building a crew of the smartest people in this industry. After we get to know you, I'll have some job opportunities for those people. But I believe this can be a really special community. This first layer of Wagey Farm, as we're calling it, is going to be a public layer. And then as the crew here at Wagey Farm get to know you, we'll start promoting you to the private groups that will allow us to get to know you at a deeper level. Again, this is a total experiment. I'm not trying to start a recruiting company or anything like that. But I think on a basic human level, I feel the need to connect with other scrappy, aggressive, brilliant entrepreneurs. And I know they're out there watching this. So if that's you, come join this. I'll be hanging out in that group. Let's get to know each other. And hopefully we can build the absolute craziest stuff together. Because I promise you that one of the biggest pain points in building out products is not capital in crypto, it's talent. And so if you're talented and you're looking to be placed somewhere epic, come join into Wagey Farm. Again, I promise you nothing that doesn't cost anything. There's no token. There's not going to be a business here. This is just a concept to get cool people together. And I just have this urge to connect with other absolute killer entrepreneurs. So if that's you, jump in here, and I don't know, who knows what's going to happen. I think this could be an amazing seeder to get you into a project I'm working on or a project within my network. Either way, I don't think you're going to regret coming in and spending time here. Again, if you suck and you don't like to show up to work, you don't like to work hard, you don't have skills, please don't come. With love in my heart, respectfully, your pal, EllioTrades. Look, this is not going to be in any particular order. Obviously, I think Solana is the long-term value play. This is like this cycle's ETH for me. Solana is always going to be a smash buy when it's on a mega discount, almost down 50% from the high or 40%. It's down a ton from the highs it was at just a few weeks ago. It seems like a smash buy to me. Obviously, the holy trinity, memes, AI, and gaming. Now, of course, with memes, I don't really know how to call these memes. Apparently Brett had some FUD. I'm not going to say I know that much about it, but people were saying that the insiders bought a bunch of these tokens early. Now that might be the case and that might be a no-no. I'm under the impression, by the way, that all of these meme coins have tons of insiders that bought early and could potentially nuke the price. So to me, this is something where, yes, it's bad, I guess, but I don't really know of any meme coins that you can provably say are just distributed to everybody fairly. Maybe there are some. Comment if you know some. But again, I'm trying to get better at this meme coin thing. I think any of the meme coins that I've called, I haven't called any major winners. I called Bonk and Pepe really early on in October, and they went about 10x. But I mean, meme coiners want like 1,000x. I don't think I'm giving that meme coin juiciness to you. So I'm trying to get better here, but I think that the top meme coins will be in massive bargain buy zones. A lot of that froth has cooled off. People are getting really mad. I don't think meme coins are just going away, but at the same time, I think there could be a lot of pain during this dip that allows for great entries if you want to stack up on your meme coins. Again, at 10 trillion, all of these prices will seem small. Back to gaming. Mutable, obviously, that's the leader along with Beam. As you know, the project I care most about is the one that I founded, and I believe it will be one of the most impactful projects in the space, along with Echelon Prime. You want to kind of keep it simple and go into the highest conviction bags, the ones that you might have missed those price opportunities to get into back in 2023. Well, the clock has been rewound on this dip. You want to go for the highest quality stuff that you know is going to chug its way up and maybe not get left behind when by the time the next wave happens, there's a whole new slew of shiny new projects. And maybe there's no liquidity left for that project that really wasn't that hot over the last few weeks. So you want to go for stuff that had a huge push between Q4 and Q1 of this year and maybe is just sagging on price. Same again with AI. Again, Near Protocol seems like it's going to be an easy one to get into. As you guys know, I'm massive on Akash. There's been a lot of AI developments over the last few weeks. I felt like I was a little bit late to the AI wave on some of the lower caps. Some of those have cooled off a lot. I'll be covering them in depth as the dust fully settles from this dip and we figure out where the ultimate range we're going to be in is. Hopefully it stops here. But again, if we go lower, I still think gaming, AI, and memes are the absolute way to play this game. But again, regardless of if we go lower or not, gaming, AI, and memes are very clearly the chosen categories of this bull run and will continue to print, in my opinion, the most predictable ways to outpace Bitcoin. All right, that's really it. All of these other tabs suck. I don't want to read them. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys have been enjoying the content, if you're enjoying the ride, despite how painful the dip is, maybe you see it as an opportunity to stack more units, as Chris Bernisky says. I mean, personally, I've been stacking like a madman all throughout 2023. I know a lot of people weren't doing that. So if you missed that moment, maybe this is your chance. I believe strongly we are in a bull run and that it will continue. And for that reason, I think that dips like this, as painful as they are a blessing if you look at them from the right lens. As always, I'm EllioTrades. If you enjoyed this, check out this video. It's pretty cool, popping up here or here. And I'll see you very soon on the next episode.